Hello and welcome to Jamie Dyke's WPBSA Snooker Coach, and in this video we're going to talk about the stance. So the stance is one of the fundamental core principles of anyone's technique. We want to be nice and solid in our stance so that when we're down on the strike, we're not moving from side to side. We're not moving from forward to back. We're nice and solid down on the shot. So the first priority is to stand behind the line of aim. So when we're stood behind the line of aim, before we get into our stance, we want to make sure that the line of aim, so that we draw a line straight through this cue ball, straight through the object ball, and this simple shot straight through to the middle of the pocket. We want to stand behind that. So that line of aim is now straight down the center of your body. You can use your nose or your belly button as a reference. And that's a very good starting position. Now, you can have your legs straddled either side of that line of aim, or you can bring your feet together equally. So they're bang in line with that line of aim. This is before we walk into our stance. So in this position, you can see how my feet are equally spaced along that line of aim. So there's the line of aim through the center of my body, and my feet are equally spaced either side of that line of aim. You can start in that position, or a lot of my students and a lot of players I know do actually prefer to have their feet equally together, bang on that line of aim. So then all you've got to do when you walk into your stance or walk into your shot is simply walk forward. So we've got our feet in the position, we're on that line of aim. Perfectly here we have a shadow on this from the table here on the floor. I'm just going to use this in this position before we go back to the table to show you. So here I've straddled that line of aim, nice and perfectly evenly between the 2 feet. As I walk into the stance, my lead leg, which for a right-hander is a right leg, left-hander is left leg. I prefer to call the leg you move first your lead leg. So that lead leg comes in on that line of aim, and then your left leg goes forward and to the left. A reasonable distance, shoulder width distance is about a good place to start, but we'll go into more detail in that in a minute. Okay, so if I go back to the shot here, I'm shoulder width distance apart, I'm straddled in that line of aim, I bring my lead leg on the line of aim, and I just push my left leg forward and left, about a shoulder width distance. So from these positions, we are now going to keep it really simple. We don't want to complicate the stance. You see so many people complicating the stance with, oh, you must do this, you must do that. Let's keep it simple. It's a whole idea. This game's tough enough as it is. So let's keep everything as simple as possible. So we've straddled the line of aim, or we've got our feet together on the line of aim. You choose, whichever suits you best. We're either straddled or together. I prefer to be together. Okay. So we're together. Both feet are on the line of aim. My lead leg now goes forward onto the line of aim. My left leg goes to the left and slightly ahead of my lead leg. So something just about there. And that's perfect for me. Okay, now, when you find your positions, there's several factors to take in. If we want to stay square, because that suits your way you deliver the cue and how comfortable you come through to the chest, you just push the left leg over further left, and you see that my feet are quite level there, quite parallel. And that brings a shorter distance for the follow through, but that's fine. You're on the line of aim, you're nice and solid. Your weight's going forward into the table, which is also a very key principle within the stance. So we've started on the line of aim, walk in, nice and square to the shot. If you want to open up the space around your chest or around your hips to get more of a follow through, we can push that left leg further forward. And what that does is that just puts a small twist in your hips and opens up this area to enable you to get that cue through a lot further. So from this position, for me, feet together, walk in on the line of aim, and I'll push that left leg slightly further forward. You can see now it's quite considerably further forward than it was back here. Okay, and that just enables you to get through a bit deeper on the chest. Okay, so if you're quite a tall player, there's a few things you could do to give yourself a bit more stability in your stance. One is you could push that left leg, if you're a right-handed player, of course, a little bit wider. So as you come in on the line of aim, that left leg goes a little bit wider, so there's a bit more stability in your stance. There's no room to move side to side and forward and back. And also, if you find you're not getting yourself low enough because you've got that excessive height within you, you can bend that lead leg a fraction. There's players on the main tour, Kyron Wilson and Ricky Walden are two that come to mind that bend that lead leg as well. So you bring that lead leg in on the line of aim, plant that left leg where it's comfortable, and you have a shallow bend in that leg as well. But just be aware, the more this leg bends, the more your body will twist towards it, taking you off the line of aim. So just be very careful and aware of that. If you are tall and you need to get down and you need to bend this leg, the more you bend it, the more your body will twist offline. So the core principles of the stance, again, as always, let's try and keep it simple. Get your lead leg, whether that's left or right, on the line of aim, whether you start from a straddle or feet together on that line of aim, if you see the shadow here from the table, making sure that when you're stood behind that line of aim is going straight down the center of your body. You can use your nose or your belly button as a reference. Get that lead leg on that line of aim, okay? And it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, where this left leg goes, as long as you are solid, comfortable, down on the shot, and you do not come off that line of aim. So whether you go squarer, slightly further forward, okay? But just make sure the core principle is this lead leg gets on that line of aim. Place your left leg in a comfortable position, get down and stay on that line of aim, okay? So we come to this shot here. For me, I feet together on the line of aim, left leg goes in a comfortable position, and we play the shot. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in the next one.